Welcome to Roar Stories. This is where everyday victories plant seeds of hope. This space is for the human race. The race we're all running, we call it real life. This Roar story is about hard days, comeback days, small wins, and the courage that it takes to keep going when quitting would be easier. Every story shared on Roar Stories reminds us that progress matters and hope grows when it's shared, and none of us are meant to run this race alone. I'm really excited to welcome Christian Struthers.
Hi, Kimberly.
Hi, Christian. Thanks for being here.
Oh, no problem. Thank you for having me.
After surviving a life altering drunk driving crash, Christian had to redefine what strength, success, and purpose really meant. His story that we're about to talk about is filled with resilience, a mindset change, and a quiet decision to keep going when the future he planned looked like nothing he was hoping for. And as we're going through his story today, if his story encourages you, I would like to ask you a giant favor. Like, subscribe, and share. And before we jump in, Christian, tell us a little bit about yourself. Where are you from?
Yeah. So I live in Bozeman, Montana right now. Originally from Northern California, Lake Tahoe area. I played baseball. I was a high school athlete. I was a college athlete. Had scholarships. I was a catcher, and everything just always seemed to work out for me. Everything was always good, and did whatever I wanted basically until 2016, August 3rd, 2016. Um, my life changed forever. It was a pretty big event that happened in my life.
Yeah, and we're going to talk about that challenge. So, if you had to define the challenge in just a couple of sentences, tell us what that was.
Yeah, it was life changing, unexpected. You never know what's going to happen in the day, and that's why we take every day and we live it to the fullest. I was in a crash. We were driving a car. We were drinking and driving. I was the passenger, and we were actually going about 130 miles an hour, and ended up going into the center divide. And I flipped in the car for about a football field and a half, and it landed on me. I had 17 major injuries, brain injuries. Woke up a week later in the hospital with my family surrounding me. Spent about 2.5 months in the hospital. Was never supposed to walk again, and yeah, and just changed my life forever. But it turned out to be one of the biggest blessings of my life. Is that it was something that was so crazy and deemed bad at the time, ended up being the biggest blessing of my life.
And I know you can say that now, but
Yes.
when you woke up after being in a coma in the hospital and people were telling you, while doctors were telling you things that you didn't want to hear, what doubt or fear tried to stop you from getting to where you are today?
That was an up and down battle. I've always been fairly positive. I always look at the bright side, and weirdly enough, there's a lot of the doctors to hear that from doctors. I mean, professionals to tell you like, no, you're not going to walk again, or no, you can't use your right arm ever again. Like it's not coming back. To to have the willpower to say no, like I'm going to do it. I will make it happen. That's hard. Some days I would totally believe them, and then other days I just like no, I wouldn't take that for an answer. I knew that that's something else, something bigger, and that I would recover, and one day I would um, prove them wrong. I guess but that was big, and to think because I was very active, and so to think about not being active again, and just sometimes those negative thoughts flood your mind, and that's I think the
Yeah.
biggest part is to not let those negative thoughts overtake you, because then it will get overwhelming, and you can go down a pretty nasty road when those thoughts start to win. Um,
I heard you share earlier, and I thought this was so profound, that you were afraid that your best life was behind you.
yes, yes, and that's because I love life. I've been a type, and we're human. We have bad days and good days, and but like I said, I played college baseball. I loved baseball. I had an amazing job where I got to travel the country, all the way from New York to California, Alaska, and do the thing I love. So I was doing everything I loved, and that seemed to all get taken away from me at the moment. And it's hard to think that far in the future, and I think sometimes unhealthy to try to think that far in the future, but to think that I would never get that back, that I was in a wheelchair for about 6 months and I couldn't stand, couldn't get
Wow.
up, and so to go from being that active to being in a wheelchair, it's can be defeating at times, where
Yeah.
it's hard to really accept that, or swallow that pill that this is your new life. And um,
When those doubts came in, and it sounds like they did come in often, what was one thing that you did that kept you going?
so my biggest secret is I got a dog. I got a dog, and then as a puppy, and that's actually when I very first started trying to stand and walk again. Is I remember sitting in my wheelchair and getting super bad days, didn't want to get up, but my little Millie girl, my German Shepherd, she would want to play so bad, and so I remember trying to push myself up off the wheelchair again. Not doctors were telling me I wasn't able to stand, or my pelvis couldn't hold that weight, and I just wanted to play with her so bad. And she brought a smile to my face when I was in my darkest times. And so getting a dog for me is my secret. That's how I really rose on those bad days, and was with the help of a dog. She was there for me.
And I've also heard you talk about how getting to play with the dog
Yes.
motivated you, and reframing that, oh, I have to work super hard to stand up to do this next hard thing, but that the joy of getting to do it
Yeah.
with Millie changed your
Hmm.
perspective.
Yep. And that's the and again, definitely from when they were telling me I might not leave the hospital for 6, 7 months, and then I got to leave the hospital and I got to go home. And it's like, wow, like even the smallest things, even the smallest chores, and I got to go to the grocery store. There was a time where I didn't think I would
Yeah.
ever get to go to the grocery store. I get to do dishes now, because there was a time where I couldn't even sit up. I remember I had to learn how to sit up at 26, 27 years old. I had to learn how to sit again. So just those smallest things, like I get to stand here, I get to sit up. So really celebrate those small wins, right? They add up and they snowball, and they turn into bigger wins. Where now I get to walk to the store, I get to do all these things that. For a moment, I never thought I was going to be able to do again. I didn't even know if I was going to survive. There was still chances that I wasn't even gonna get to live, so
Gosh.
that was my
Yeah.
biggest, um, yeah,
Yeah. I have to too. I get to can change a lot of things.
it does. And then that just changes your mindset, right? Starts that positive thinking, that where you thinking positively instead of negatively, and that in itself snowballs into. Then you're always thinking about the positive. And like I keep saying, we're all humans. We have, even on good days, we have bad moments. You can have a bad week. But
Absolutely.
you still get to.
Yeah. One of the questions that I love to ask is, how did you celebrate? How did you mark the milestone when the first day you walked, or the first day that you did something that you thought you might never do again? How did you celebrate?
Gave my mom a hug. My mom has been there for me, and so to see her light up, and that's when I started to create the idea and think of how I could give back and how I could celebrate Millie, the people that were there to help me. How can I give back to them? I'm went straight back to wanting to give back to those that were there for me, and so we started the idea and started an event called DogDash to celebrate Millie is how it started. So I had all her favorite things and doggy ice cream eating contests and dog toys and dog treats, and then after our first event, I realized that it's way bigger than us. And my celebration of where I came from and what Millie did for me, um, that I felt that other people needed that same opportunity or needed the chance to get the same opportunity that I got. So we started donating back to animal shelters in every city that we go to, and we really try to help people get dogs so that they can have that connection and that amazing soul around them on their dark days, and they can really
Love
um,
that.
yeah, they can fill their cup with what dogs have to give us, so
Yeah, and and I'm just listening to you and I'm smiling because I like to say that hope is the one thing that grows when we give it away.
yes.
And when you are celebrating reaching this amazing milestone that all the doubters said, no, you'll never get there, and you got there. What was the thing you wanted to do? You wanted to give away and share your hope.
Yes.
And I just love that. That is the spirit of this Roar Gallery, is when we give away hope, it comes back
Mhm.
to us and it grows and multiplies.
100%. You are 100% right, and is the most fulfilling. And that's one thing is, like we had said earlier, I thought the best days were behind me, but I never gave like I give now. I would never had the chance to spread hope and give hope like I do now. And so to see people, and if I can just help one person, that's life changing again for me. That is the best feeling, to see somebody smile or know that they're not alone, right? That
Yeah,
like you said, you're not alone. All our struggles, not everyone's getting in a crash going 130 miles an hour, but all our struggles are is equally tough in our own world. I believe that in our life, we
100%.
you never know what someone's going through, and you never know what just kind word or kind gesture or kind story or uh, will have an impact on them, so I love going around and spreading hope and spreading joy and happiness. It's amazing, and now I know my best days are ahead of me. Now I know that moving forward I got a lot more to give, and I'm excited.
Love that. Now, here's a maybe kind of a backward question. When you are facing doubts, and I'm sure, even though you have this amazing outlook now, doubts still creep in every
Yeah.
once in a while. Is there a truth, or is there something that you tell yourself that keeps you going even when you want to quit?
Go back to it, I get to. That's I get to tackle new challenges because I'm even been still working on getting my driver's license back. That's my new, hurdle that I've had, because for the longest I was a little nervous in cars, and so I didn't drive or haven't driven in about 10 years, and we're just recently getting on that. So when those moments of I'm still not as free, or to it's I get to do this. I get to try this new challenge. I get to learn new things. And just remember everybody that was there for me.
I love that. Yeah, I get to. reframing can really change the way that we view even the most mundane.
Right. Right. Exactly. Exactly. And it turns it into something almost exciting, Um, so yeah.
Christian, thank you so much for being here and just sharing your victory with all of us. I know there's people who are walking a tough road today listening
Mhm.
to this, and we're just really grateful that you would give us a little bit of your hope and share a little bit of your hope. And so I would ask anybody who's listening today, did this story inspire you? If it did, again, subscribe to the Roar Gallery, like it, and share it with someone who might need help.
Yes. Yes.
Or if you want
Please.
to share a Roar story, you can email us at roar@extendtherose.org. Now, Christian, I want to just go back and ask you one quick question.
Yes.
What would you say to somebody who's just down on their luck today or feeling like they can't get back up that one more time that they know they need to in order to just keep going? What would you say to them to inspire them to get back up?
Take it take it in small steps, day by day, take hour by hour, moment by moment, and know that you're one decision away from completely changing your life. You're one thought, you're one positive thought away from changing everything and anything you ever wanted. That things will get better, they can get better, and we're here for you. We're here. We're building this community, and definitely reach
Amen.
out to us. And we're here. We want to help, and we got your back. We got your back. If you don't think anyone has your back, we have your back here. This is definitely a place for you.
Amen. Well said.
Yeah, thank
Thank
you.
you. And until next time, everybody, remember this is Roar Stories, and they live in the Roar Gallery. And this is where we plant seeds of hope when we can. And everyone is welcome to come back for a refill of hope when they need it. Because the human race was never meant to be run alone. And I'll say it again, that hope is one of the only things that grows when we give it away. So come back to the Roar Gallery often for inspiration. And above all else, never give up.
That's right.
Christian, say it
That's
with
right.
me.
Never give up.
Never give
Never
up.
give up. You got this. You got it. We're a lot stronger than we give ourselves credit for sometimes, but we're amazing. Humans are
Amen.
amazing.
Never give up. See you next time.
All right. Bye, guys.
Thanks, Christian.
Thank you. Thank you.